few times since Wimbledon. I've played really well. Finals in Toronto, won Cincinnati, semis at the Open. Now was in finals in Shanghai. So creating opportunities for me, and I hope I can do the same again and go deep into the tournament. So I could maybe, hold the trophy at the end of the week.
We're coming up to the end of the year. Are you already starting to think about your schedule for next year? Anything you might do differently?
Yeah, I mean, I always know pretty much 9 months to 12 months ahead of the schedule what I'm going to do. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I like it. Yeah. To be honest, I like it to know what's coming my way. It helps my personal life. It helps my sponsors. It helps my preparation, my fitness. Mentally, it's just like the way I like to do things. So I'm not. The clay court season is a bit different next year. I think there's maybe a week less, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll play. I think the 2 Masters 1000 are back to back, so I'll play those and won't be able to play a small tournament beforehand or in between, because there's no week in between. Like I played Estoril and the rest, and hopefully I can play in Dubai and Halle again, and Qatar, for the small tournaments I've said I'll play, and the rest is going to be part of Masters 1000s and Grand Slams.
So is that based more around winning more slams or getting back to number one, or both?
That's a combination. So those are 2 goals you can try to reach. It's Grand Slams and the world number 1, and they usually go hand in hand. The one thing that I've been missing out a bit is because I couldn't chase all my goals. In the past has been Davis Cup, so that's the one that's been hurting a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to know, after all these titles, how do you do to stay hungry? How do you find that spot?
I don't know, it's very easy for me anyway. I've never had a problem traveling. I've never felt real tired to get out of bed and hop in a plane. That's something we're used to, and I guess once I retire I will still want to travel, to some degree. Maybe take it easy maybe the first few years after that, but I never had a problem with that. Then I have such amazing fans around the world that for me that is a great thrill to always be playing on center court normally. I practice, I play matches, and there's always people cheering me on, supporting me, wanting an autograph, wanting a picture.
That keeps you going?
That's what, it does keep you going. If you put me on the small court, I don't know, with no spectators, this is where I'll struggle with my motivation, I guess, after a few years. But because I always play on center court, that makes it really easy to get motivated, because that's the dream as a kid. You want to play on center court against the best, and that's what I have, so it's very easy to get motivated.
Last year you became a father. In what way has that role affected your tennis career?
Well, it's brought some changes to it, clearly. I had to adapt to a new situation, which was a lot of fun, actually. I actually enjoyed the change, because I did many things the same way the whole time, because I knew it was not guaranteed success, but it was a good, it was just the right thing to do. But I always try to find new ways to either keep me motivated or new things to change it up a bit, maybe practice in a new place with new people, and having obviously kids puts a little bit everything in perspective, even though I didn't need that, because I was always a person who left the tennis court who then wouldn't think of tennis the whole day. I would then go on and live a normal life with my girlfriend at the time, or wife, and just having spare time, get away from it all, and then be excited to actually see the tennis tour again. But it's been an amazing trip and fun for me, traveling with the kids all over. I hardly missed them. I could practice as much as I wanted. I could almost also play all the tournaments I wanted to, so I didn't have to cut back on any of those kind of things. I just have to rearrange my schedule a little bit, but it's all worked out really well, so I'm very happy.
Go ahead.
Who are you here with, coach-wise and family-wise?
Severin's here, my coach, and my wife and children are here.
They were not in Shanghai.
What's that?
They were not in
They were not in Shanghai, so they're here, and who else is here? And then I have some friends and stuff.
Go ahead, Becca.
Well, you lost a lot more tight, tough matches during the last year, and you also lost that semi-slams streak that you had.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the other players have lost some of the respect that they had for you? And I mean, before that, you always won tough matches, and you always played your best when you needed.
No, I mean, I think respect we all have for each other, but it's maybe a different kind of respect you're talking about. It's maybe more of a belief for some players, possibly. I don't know, but I think at the top four guys have beaten each other often. I think everybody has beaten everybody at the top now at least 3-4 times, if not more. And I think that kind of helps to believe that you can beat that person if you have a good day. And maybe in the past I had winning records against everybody. I remember I beat at one stage 24 top 10 players in a row. Every time I was in the finals I won 24 finals in a row. So obviously you cannot keep up those kind of streaks, but I was so successful that I sometimes I'm being compared to back then, which is very hard to do. But I definitely lost some matches maybe I could have avoided this year. And you have to fight back, and try to make it not happen so often. So that's what I'm doing, and I hope I'm going to be able to turn this thing around. But I'm still happy the way I'm playing, and at the top it's very difficult right now. They're all very good players.
Go ahead. You mentioned the top four players who all beat each other. You're the only one of those top four here this week.
Yeah.
Is that refreshing to not have where you still get here, or does it make a difference? Does it change the way you approach the tournament?
Well, I think we see each other that often that when we're not at the same tournament, you just go along with it, I like to sometimes play smaller tournaments just because it's a different feeling. It's also something I don't see every week because 80% of the tournaments I play are Masters 1000 or Grand Slams, so you're talking about huge draws, big organization, everything's pretty much the same because the umbrella of the Masters 1000 are pretty much always organized in the same way. They're all very different, but they're always the same like every single year. And the smaller tournaments, they change, they adapt, they try new things, which is very different to 20 years ago. I haven't seen tennis court yet, but I'm very excited to see it. And those little things make a charm of a tournament, of a smaller tournament. And that's how I grew up with ball boy in Basel. And I've seen how that's grown, and that's why I try to encourage myself to play more of these smaller events. That's why I've actually played more 250s this year than 500s actually.
Last two questions. Just a quick follow-up. As far as the state of your game, how do you feel about it right now? The level you're playing, is it as good as it's ever been?
Yeah, I think I'm playing well. I mean, I had a bit of an off day maybe in the finals. I missed some stuff that maybe I usually don't, but Murray pushed me to do that, so it's okay. I mean, it's a match best of 3 or over sometimes in a hurry, and I had my chances, so it's a bit of a pity. But other than that, I think I've really played well now the last months, few months now. Physically, I'm really well. Mentally, I feel like I still have a lot left in me for the end of the year. I don't feel like it's the end of the season. Oh my God, I wish it was over. I have nothing of that kind of feeling in me yet, and that's very positive for the rest, because this is usually the time when you do get a little tired, when the sun goes down by 4 or 5 p.m. and everybody just it's cold and all you want to do is go on vacation after a long season. That's the feeling I don't have, because I make it fun for myself, and I hope I can win some titles along the way starting here in Stockholm.
Last question here.
Yeah, Roger, you always had a lot of Swedes around you from Peter Lundgren, who coached you, and a lot of Swedish players.
Yeah.
What would you say your relation to Sweden is, and what do you feel about it?
Well, I guess it starts with people messing up Switzerland and Sweden sometimes, right? That still happens, even though not so often with me anymore. People now by now know that I'm not from Sweden, but I'm from Switzerland, So, no, but like I said, I've had always good contact with the Swedes. Sometimes took me a while to get to know the Swedes, but once I knew them, they're really nice guys, good friends, especially towards the end of my career when I knew them all, and I spent time. I played doubles with Magnus Norman and practiced a lot, because they were always some of the best practice partners as well on tour, and I liked their attitude, their personalities, and I think there's a lot of similarities, obviously, in sports. We love skiing, we like tennis, there's many soccer as well, so I think there's many similarities, and we're not huge countries with huge populations, so it's interesting, and that's why I like coming here, and it's been a long time coming. Like I said, I wanted to come here 2 years ago. It wasn't possible. It was a big disappointment for me, but I'm back, and I'm willing again to experience the Swedish way of life.
Norman was kind of pissed off at you last year here. He didn't think you were struggling. He didn't think you were fighting that hard that he wanted you to. What do you guys
When?
last time you were here, I think like 10 years
Oh, really?
ago.
I don't know. Look, I've had my bad times as well as a player, you know. And it was the end of the season, it was the last tournament of the season, and you just like, gets dark at 3 p.m. and everything's tired, you know, every muscle in your body. And I tried, you know, but I had not the best of years here. I lost to Vinci, a good friend of mine, so I was happy for it.
Thank you. Now we'll do the radios.